Hello, and welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams. It's been a few weeks. As you can imagine, I haven't had too much to talk about. I'm not going to sit here and say, Chris, you can wager up to $37.99 and come back tomorrow. Nothing too exciting about that. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. But then the second chance tournament came along, and we got some really interesting situations. I want to give a shout out to Cindy Jean, who had a really fun watch party on Monday. For her, what she called her Jeopardy retirement, unbeknownst to all of us, but apparently beknownst to her. Great crew, even in a losing effort, it was a lot of fun to see her do her thing, and she's just a great person, and it was a great crew. But later that week, we had a situation that a lot of people have been talking about, and of course, it was on the tail end of a 2-day total point affair, a phrase that I kind of shrieked a little bit, maybe, when Ken said it on that Monday game. Anyway, we'll leave that alone. So, you got James and Jessica and Molly. They had a great game on Thursday. Really high scores. Game 2, not so high scoring. You've got James at 2,000, 30,929 the day before. Jessica 15,3, 28,6 the day before. And Molly 10,6, 15,6 the day before. Now, normally this would be a two-person race between Jessica and Molly, but because Jessica got so much money from day one, if we just show, this is the way you would want to calculate 2-day total point affair if you're wagering in that situation. If she maxes out, she can have 58,6, and Molly and James are pretty close to each other with 36, 35,000, that area. And you can just see that Jessica has so much more. If she wagers nothing, she's going to have 43.3, which is more than either Molly or James can possibly have. So she would have been best off wagering nothing, taking the ticket to the Tournament of Champions. She wagered 10,000. I heard some inklings that something weird was going to happen, and luckily it did not hurt her. So it could be very tough. I know I had this problem. Sometimes you flip the numbers when you have more than just what's on the board up there, and you have day one totals. A lot going on. It's a situation that very few people ever get into, and even fewer people are going to get into now because the Tournament of Champions is changing formats, so there's not going to be this multi-day calculation. The Jeopardy National College Championship is now 1 day for each game, no wild cards, nothing like that. Maybe we'll have a professor's tournament. Maybe the second chance tournament will continue to take this format. It kind of has to, because you don't want to have a situation like they had in the JNCC last year where the fourth place semifinalist or fourth highest scoring semifinalist doesn't even advance. You never want to see that. I still understand that was a one-time thing, I hope, Michael Davies. But yeah, it's not something I lose sleep over. Anyway, let's talk about Sunday's Celebrity Jeopardy episode with two of my favorite people, Aisha Tyler. As if you watch this for a long time, I just love Archer. So having her going against John Michael Higgins, who I also love, not awesome. I wanted both of them to win. I don't know who that was, but we'll leave that alone for now. So going into the final, we have 5 true daily doubles, which you just love to see that. Obviously you can't have 5 in a normal game, but all but one of the daily doubles, everyone pushed all in. And we've got Michael in the lead, 28.4. We got Matt with 27.5. Aisha with 12,100. So let's just go through the calculations. I'm not too worried about Michael and Matt. I'm more interested in the mind game. So Michael, going to wager up to, I think, 26,600. Or no, at least 26,600. Forget I did that. I'm doing this with, no edits. So let's go. I'm on a tight schedule. What I'm really concerned about is Aisha doubling up and what Matt is going to do to stay above her. So if she doubles up, she's going to have 24,200. To stay above her, Matt can wager up to 300, 32.99. I'm going to take away the dollar right now. I had some comments that I wasn't taking away the dollar and there are no ties anymore, and I understand that, so I'm going to Just kind of do it on the fly and hope that people follow along. If it's a little confusing, let me know. I'll fix it next week. Michael could wager up to whatever, $41.99. But what's more interesting to me is, let me erase all this. If Matt does wager that $32.99 or $3,300, to make the math easier for myself, he's going to have $30,799. So Michael, to cover that, if he doesn't want to go for the full enchilada, the 26.6, he could wager. What is that? Wow, why is my math so bad right now? Is that 2,600? Yeah, 2,600. Or 2601, I guess you could do, but let's just say 2,600. That is a second level mind game. So he thinks Matt's going to wager small to stay above Aisha. And Michael's like, well, I want to reduce the risk that I'm going to lose because I think you're going to do that. So in either way, I'm going to stay above Aisha if I'm right or wrong. And there's a good chance that if you're right and you're going to do this wager, then I'm going to beat you. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. They both picked a nice round number, 3,000. It worked out perfectly for John Michael Higgins. I don't know why I went by that, but yeah, great to see players, especially celebrity players, come in prepared for some mind games and to think about, okay, this person might do that, so maybe I should do this instead. It's not always going for the win by $1. Hey, good for him. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing him in the semifinals. So, why am I wearing a rain jacket? Well, I'm in Wales for the first time. I have the Cardiff Book of Days here in my hotel room, visiting the ancestral homeland of sorts. I'm a bit of a mutt of European descent, but I was really excited to come to Cardiff and try out Pub Quiz, because this is where Only Connect, which is possibly the greatest game show ever created, is filmed, and there's a good quizzing scene here. So I've been to two so far. One was at kind of a student university pub, and it was all phone-based, and of course couldn't even download the app because we're not from the UK, and it's only available in the UK, and tried to change where our region is, and you have to cancel all your subscriptions and then wait till they lapse to actually do that, and then other stuff happens. So just kind of played along for a little bit there. A lot of Liz Truss jokes in the team names there, which was always fun to see. And then last night I went to a pen and paper pub quiz, which a very different format from pub quiz here. It's basically ask all the questions kind of rapid fire, and you just turn in your sheets at the end of the night and it gets graded over in an hour. Very efficient. Not too many puzzlers, just a lot of straightforward questions, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, but it was good to see a different kind of pub quizzing in action. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing a rain jacket, because it is pretty rainy here, although we've been lucky with plenty of sunshine for a few hours a day in between downpours. Anyway, we'll see where I record this from next week. I'm looking forward to seeing how the second week of the Second Chance tournament turns out, and Celebrity Jeopardy, and then we're on to the TOC, and who knows what's going to happen there. I'm super pumped for it. Can't believe it's only a week away. Can't believe it's almost Halloween, almost November. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. Anyway, we'll see you next time right here on The Final Wager.